Welcome into SportBet Extra. I'm your host, Paul Rami, here every Tuesday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central. Today is November 21st, 2025. Going to be a quick show, a little bit under the weather. So going to try and rest up today and get everything ready for tomorrow. Again, we will be having a show tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central Time. Bearded Baker Bet will be joining me. We're going to talk college football. We're going to talk NFL. Today, I'm just going to do a quick recap of yesterday and talk a little bit of college basketball and NBA. Again, I'm going to have to make this one a little bit quicker today just because not feeling the best, but hey, we're here. So first thing, recap. Yesterday, UCF money line. We win that one there. They defeat Pittsburgh. Kind of close game. First half, second half, UCF just kind of took control, stayed around that 10-point lead and never really had an issue. So UCF money line, nice winner there. Wake Forest plus 10.5. Yeah, I'm not sold on Texas Tech. Wake Forest played very well. They easily covered that 10.5 there. Hawaii minus 2.5. Late night game. I was very close. I just could not get it done down the stretch there. Had issues scoring at the end. So Hawaii, that one's a loss there. And then we had Texans plus 6. We talked about that. We talked about that defense is going to force Josh Allen to run. We talked about how they're not going to allow him to get the passing game going with all the sacks that they recorded. Texans plus 6. And we knew all we had to do was have Davis Mills just go in, burn some clock, run, manage the game. That's all you got to do. And he did. So Texans plus 6 covers there. We go 3-1. So overall record, you can see here 14-8 on the NBA. I think yesterday I had 14-9. For some reason, I had an extra loss in there. So I went back and cleaned that up. So we're 14-8 in the NBA, 28-18 in college basketball. MLB again, 3-0. NFL 8-6 now. So we move up a little bit there. And college football, 3-10-1. We're going to have some work to do here at the end of the season for college football to get that record up. Total of 57% win rate there with plus 12.71 units. $100 better. You're up $1,271. And we are just at the month mark. So 30-day mark, I believe is we began the show October 21st. So 30-day mark, up $1,271. I don't mind having that kind of extra change, right? An extra $1,200 a month for a little side job. Love it. All you got to do, go to sportbetextra.com, go subscribe, get your package 1 week, 1 month, 3 months. I'll do the work. I do the research. You go sign up. I'm also looking to bring in other writers that you will also have access to as well. So not only will you get my plays, you'll get a few others as well, all at that same price there. So we're looking to bring on a few others to come join and write and possibly do some shows here as well. So this is where we are currently overall. I want to get straight into the NBA. We've got NBA Cup tonight. Pacers at Cavs, first game there. Cavs minus 13.5. With guys like Andrew Nembhard, Benedict Mathurin, TJ McConnell, they're all back now from those injuries. The Pacers, they've got some scoring back, so they should be able to at least put up some points. I wouldn't mind taking the points with the Pacers, but with that lack of defense this team has, I don't know how really they slow down the Cavs. The only angle I would really look at for this game is the Pacers team total. I just feel like it's a little bit under there. They're right at about a 112 when I last checked, 112.5. I would maybe lean an over there. And I just feel like they can get over that number without worry about either side or full game total there. Nets at Celtics. This is where we have our NBA betting strategy that we are using. So let's put up real quick what that betting strategy is. So far on the season, there have been a total of 8 games that we've used in the NBA this season for the betting strategy. 6-2 just by using the strategy. Again, 75% win rate. That's great. What it is, again, is anytime there are 2 teams playing each other back-to-back, whatever the result is for the first game, we go opposite on the second game. So next one would be tonight when we have Celtics and Nets. They're playing Celtics there. Let me see if I can find that number where they were at. I think they were 11 and a half. So they win and cover the 11 and a half. So now what we do, we take the Celtics, who I had put this last night when the line was out. It was 15 and a half. It's now down to a 14 and a half. So we will be taking the Nets plus 14 and a half. That will be a play tonight. That's going to be the free play here at the end of the show. Part of the betting strategy. Again, we'll continue to track this, see if we can continue to hit at a 75%, 80% would be nice rate for the season. Again, 6-2 so far. Let's see if we can get that to 7-2 tonight by taking the Nets there plus the points. On to the Wizards and the Raptors. Raptors laying the big number there as well. That's another 14.5 line, opened up at 13.5. With Alex Sarr still questionable, the Wizards don't have much of an interior presence. So for about the maybe, 10th season in a row now, there's really nothing to like about this Wizards team. There's just so many other games we can look at to bet. No reason to force anything here, especially with the Raptors that are really on a mission, right, to prove that they're a playoff team. So we're going to pass on this one here, Wizards and the Raptors. Heat at Bulls. Bulls minus 2.5 there. Slight favorite on at home. No Wiggins, no problem, right? I don't believe his absence carries as much weight as others might think for the Heat. With Kobe White back, the Bulls team, they are adding more scoring, and I know he's a game-time decision tonight for some injury management. But with the NBA Cup game at home against another 1-1 team in the Cup standings, I would expect him to suit up here. So I would like to lean maybe towards the Bulls for this game. Pelicans at Mavericks, pass. Next game. Not even going to bother talking about that one. Timberwolves at Suns. Suns there, short underdog, 4.5. Opened up at about a 3.5. Phoenix, hey, they have not really played anybody that great recently. Only one team with a winning record in the last 7 games, which has been the Hawks, and they lost that game. Only way I would look here is the Timberwolves laying the points on the road, especially with no major injuries. So I just think the pace is going to be too much this whole game for the Suns to keep up. So I'd be looking at the Timberwolves there. Nuggets at the Rockets. Rockets minus 2.5. Aaron Gordon, he's probable. Jabari Smith is questionable for the Rockets tonight. So if Jabari Smith and Steven Adams don't go for the Rockets, it may be a player prop that I would lean to. Just kind of depending on the status for these guys. If they, again, don't go, I would expect the Rockets to lean heavily on Amen Thompson there. With Sengun having a tough matchup with Jokic in the paint, I like Amen Thompson. Maybe his points, rebounds, assists, all that good stuff. I'd probably lean that way on the player prop for Amen Thompson. Thunder at Jazz. Jazz, big underdogs at home. I don't know if the Thunder really care about winning by 16.5 or an NBA Cup at all. I mean, yeah, sure, the guys care, but are they going to try that hard to cover 16.5 in an NBA Cup game? I don't know. That's a big number. I would see the Jazz definitely trying a little bit harder this game. So I would lean for the home underdog here, but I'm not going to have any sort of play on this one. And then last, Blazers at Warriors. Warriors minus 7.5. Lots of injuries on the Trailblazer side with 2 of the top 4 scorers drawing questionable tags. Jeremiah Grant, he's the only one that was switched to probable with the most recent injury report. So on the other side of the Warriors, you do have Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, Buddy Hield. They're all probable now, so you don't have to worry about any of those guys. Main guys being out. Too many uncertainties in this game. Not going to have any play here. Would lean Warriors, but again, not going to have anything on this one here. That's a quick overview of the NBA Cup. We'll switch over to college basketball. A lot of fun college basketball happening now. We're getting into those tournaments that are taking place all over. First one we're going to talk about and be quick with, again, on all these here, is going to be Davidson and Boston College. Boston College laying the short number, 1.5 there in this Shriners Children's Charleston Classic over in Charleston, South Carolina here with an afternoon start. Both teams are decent. Davidson, I mean, they are 4-0. They haven't really played anybody that difficult. So I would be weird just kind of, what their record shows. They do shoot the ball from three very well, 44%. That's good for one of the top in the nation. And they shoot a lot of threes. Boston College, on the other hand, they rebound the ball very well. So this is one of those games. If Davidson's shots are falling, it's a long night for Boston College because Boston College will lose what their edge is, which is rebounding. If Davidson is not hitting, Boston College will be racking up all the rebounds and having no problem playing a tough defense against Davidson there. Maybe even keeping that slow pace because both of these teams, they do play that pretty slow pace game. I would, with this number, I don't think I would get involved. That's a very low total of 138.5 for an afternoon game, neutral site. I would maybe lean a first half under here, as both teams, it's going to be, again, kind of that awkward start time pretty early. You don't get your usual pregame routine. I think it's a slow start for both teams here. I would lean a first half under on this one. And again, everything I use is going to be on ProfitX. So I want to see if I can go ahead and pull up what we've got now on ProfitX for that first half under, just so I'm not talking out of my ass here, and actually see what the number is. Not loading for me at the moment, so then I will have to come back for that. So never mind on that. We'll come back, but whatever number you find, I would lean first half under there for Davidson and Boston College. Wisconsin at BYU, number 23 Wisconsin there, number 9 BYU. This one again, Bad Boy Mower Series in Salt Lake City. Another neutral site game, I guess you could say here, even though BYU is pretty much at home. How much now? I know the rookie phenom, right? He's very good for BYU. I still don't know how to pronounce his name that well. AJ Dybamsa. I don't know. I'm probably going to mess it up. Whatever. But when you've got three guys who are really scoring for you, it's going to be tough when you get to play these teams like the Wisconsin, who are very good defensively and can play any sort of zone or man type of coverage. Wisconsin, they shoot the ball well, they share the rock. I would lean on maybe Wisconsin covering here if they can run their style of game. Now, I know Wisconsin as well, they haven't really played anybody, but with the type of defense that we usually see in the three-point shooting, I would expect Wisconsin to maybe keep it close. I know BYU is going to want to bounce back off that loss against UConn. I mean, you almost beat the now, number 5 ranked, I forgot what they are currently ranked right now, team in UConn. You lose by 2. So, I could see as well BYU just kind of really bouncing back and putting up some big numbers. I don't know if I'll have a play on this one. It's just a very interesting one. It's going to be a fun one to watch. Starts 30 minutes after that Davidson Boston College game. Louisville, Cincinnati playing the Hoops Classic on a neutral site. Number 6 Louisville there. Currently laying a 9.5. Both teams 4-0. I would lean Louisville here. I do like Cincinnati, right? They're a good group of guys. When we talked about them against Dayton, they really play a tough defense as well. However, same situation. They haven't really played anybody. You're not going to get that experience. Now you're getting a team like Louisville who comes in with experience, with scoring ability. I mean, that team puts up over 100 points a game, minus 1 game there against Kentucky. It's going to be very tough to slow that Louisville team down. I don't think Cincinnati's quite ready for that challenge yet. I would lean Louisville here at this neutral site game. Next one that I found very interesting. You probably won't find a lot of people talking about this one. It's going to be way down here in the trenches. We actually kind of got to dig to find where this game is. I've got to find the start time as well. But we are looking at Penn at Drexel. Again, you're not going to find many people talking about Penn at Drexel. So what they're doing is they're competing in the Big Five Classic. What that is, you've got 6 Philadelphia teams in a pod one and a pod two, 3 teams in one, 3 teams in the other. You've got LaSalle, Temple, and Villanova in one, and then you've got Drexel, Penn, and St. Joe's in the other. The winner of each pod plays each other for the championship there. Penn, they already beat St. Joe's on Monday, 83-74. So they're going to look to try and beat Drexel here to go on and win that pod. Drexel, they did lose their first game there as well. So with that in mind, Drexel as well, they have one of the worst free throw shooting in the league at a 59% clip. I've talked about it time and time again. It's something I'll continue to talk about in college basketball. Free throw shooting is very important with these teams, especially late down the stretch. Penn, what they do really well is they shoot the three and they convert their free throws. Having Fran McCaffrey come over in the offseason, former coach at Iowa, you get that up-tempo, fast-paced team from Penn that likes to score. If anyone remembers, he's just kind of had that type of MO of that's what he does with his Iowa teams. He's doing that so here in Penn. With TJ Power transferring over from Virginia, Penn also adds the size with that potential Ivy League Player of the Year. With the way Ethan Roberts is leading the team, I would think Penn has potential to make a run in the Ivy League. Drexel, on the other side, they lost major contributors to last year's team and brought in some mid-major and JUCO players to rebuild. I don't think returner Shane Blakeney is going to be able to do enough to propel that Drexel team. I would love Penn here, maybe even on a money line if you're feeling frisky. But I like Penn here with the points. That's just something that really stuck out to me for today's game for the Big Five Classic. Last one, number 1, Purdue, and number 15, Texas Tech. Again, both played yesterday. Purdue beating Memphis, Texas Tech beating Wake Forest. Will watch this one, will not be betting. This is going to be a very fun one to watch. It's going to be very cool to see kind of what these guys do if Purdue, if they're able defensively to stop JT Toppin there. I feel like they will. I would, again, lean probably Purdue. I'm just not sold on Texas Tech. I just think they need more than JT Toppin. I think he's having to carry a big load, and I don't know if he can do that all season, especially against these higher ranked teams that they're going against. I don't know what the number is right now. I am trying to find it. I don't currently see it. ProfitX is not loading for me, so I'll have to come back to that. But again, I would lean Purdue if they are at a short number there. I'm going to assume they're somewhere around a 4.5, 5.5, probably around that range for Purdue. But again, I'll have to get that number later. So a lot of college basketball tonight, a lot of fun. This weekend, there's really not going to be too much, more of the mid-major stuff going on. It's going to be more into the week that you're going to have better games. I mean, High Point at a Carnet Ward Boardwalk Battle Championship on Saturday. That will be a kind of fun one to watch there. And then Sunday, like I said, just a bunch of mid-major games there that we're going to have. So college basketball tonight, a lot of fun. Definitely going to be watching. Definitely going to watch some of the NBA Cup as well. Going to have multiple TVs, multiple screens, computer, laptop, everything up and running to watch everything to get ready for tomorrow as well as we sit here and finish our research. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central, Bearded Baker Bet and I will all be on here talking college football, talking NFL, get everyone ready for the weekend and get you some bets as well. So as we look into the play for tonight, I talked about it again this morning, early in the show. Let me see if I can find it right now that my ProfitX app is loading. Let's get to the sports. Let's get to NBA. There we go. All right, so we're going back to the Nets and the Celtics game. Again, Nets here. We're taking the points with them. I'm going to make sure I write it down and get it locked in so we're all locked in. Nets plus 14.5. That'll be the play. And I'm seeing a minus 106 right here. So Nets plus 14.5 minus 106. That's the free play for tonight. Again, go to sportbetextra.com. All my plays, the rest of the plays for today will be posted here shortly after the show. Usually within the first 30 minutes or an hour, the plays are up after the show. Again, it's a free trial. Go check it out. If you don't like it, you don't have to continue. Go check it out. Get it on sportbetextra.com. If you like it, great. Sign up, and you've got a week package, a month package, or a 3-month package. Again, I will also be looking to bring in other contributors to SportBet Extra, so that way you can have multiple cappers there to get some inside info on. I apologize again. I am a little bit under the weather today. Tomorrow, we'll have a better show once I'm rested up, and we'll be good to go. I will see you guys then tomorrow, 8 a.m. Have a good weekend.